Hello everybody and welcome to our last game of King of the Hill, Week 8. And at the moment we have our newly not elected king, but certainly a formidable and well-known king. It is, of course, Von Ivan playing as the Soviets on the north side of Longreskaya.
And in the south, a behemoth suddenly awakens. It is none other than the harbinger of ultimate destruction, the eater of worlds, the defiler of men. It's Dave.
I heard that completely incorrectly. I heard the behemoth, who is the hard binger of KotH. And,
He loves hard binging. He loves it. Dan, this isn't you on a Friday night. This is...
He is, of course, yeah, as you said, Class E Dave, but I assure you he is a Class A player, and he is the person we are looking for to take down Von Ivan today. And we've had one long, well, we say long, I mean like okay kingship today, haven't we, and Carl, but otherwise no one's really managed to hold it.
No, it's not been a... To be honest, Season 2 has been very erratic. Players are struggling to hold it down. In Season 1, it was the opposite problem. We had Helping Hands and Nagano just smash it, and they were pretty much unbeatable after an early period. So we're seeing a lot more variety in this second season, which is quite exciting, I must say. It's very refreshing to have. And we're also seeing Von Ivan do the exact same build order. Admiral Akbar trap on Longres. He's allowing his opponent to try and take the cutoff if he wants to, and then he converges on them. But Dave's not falling for it. Dave watches King of the Hill, and Dave's keeping him at arm's length and not falling for the trap.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a relatively defensive playstyle, I would say, from Dave at the moment. He's just going to lock down his territory, let Von do the pushing. And Von has already gone with a preemptive commander selection of Guard Rifle Company. Guard Rifle Combined Arms. So he is going to have access to PPSHs on these conscripts. He's going to have some light anti-tank with the guards, who also double up as a very effective infantry unit. But of course, as I see everybody already saying, can Von press the button? They're of course referring to that stuff.
That's right. I thought you were going to say the build tier 3 button. But no, the Sturmovik is very powerful, the IL-2. It's the one-click ability that rains fire from above and is in definite need of a bit of a patch, Arenio Kappa Clause. And it's one of the best reasons to pick this commander. Another good one is, of course, the PPSHs. The KV-1s ain't bad. You know, they're not as powerful as they once were because you have to get to tier 4 to bring them on, etc. And they've had a few profile changes, but it's a very powerful commander, and Guard's motor coordination tactics are the two frontrunners in the current meta as the go-to for Soviets.
Well, if Von's going to straight pick out current meta against an opponent, I think that gives you an idea of how he values the competition in this game. He's also doing something that I don't necessarily see from him, which is the sniper, which is great on a
sniper
unit like
a lot
this.
recently. He's been going, sorry to interrupt by the way, but he's been going as sniper a lot recently on stream. And there were a few of his fans that pointed out that what was the number one Von Ivan rule? Never build snipers. It was just like a thing he used to say as a joke, I guess. But it's certainly not the rule anymore, as he's going Soviet snipers a hell of a lot more often. And it's just giving him that edge over his opponents in terms of manpower.
I think this is a great choice over Austere, because snipers against four-man squads reduce the efficiency of that infantry squad 75% immediately. Does huge manpower damage. It's great for pushing, and you know, with the help of the guards, he's going to have great spotting from the conscripts, great light anti-tank mobile from the guards, and then this incredible unit to take away manpower. So this is a great choice from Von, I think, personally.
It's a fantastic choice, and Dave's going straight up against it. It's not to be advised. He's just going to lose manpower because of that and bleed out, and he does not want to do that at an early stage. Meanwhile, we've got a very tense battle for this cutoff here. Conscripts duking it out against the Grenadiers, their mortal enemy, and they're forced away as a result.
Absolutely. Von should be easily winning these starting engagements, and Dave has also picked a commander as well. He's gone for the Jaeger infantry doctrine.
Interesting choice.
It is.
Well,
and
it gives him the one-click super at the end, you know?
Do you know what I really miss? I really miss doctrines with the tiger in it. We haven't really seen much from Oster in the way of Tiger Doctrines. Haven't seen Lightning War, which was always really, really popular.
It was. And it's ebbed away slightly, but this Jaeger infantry doctrine has been sculpted somewhat in the most recent patch changes. But for my money, I think it's a great counter overall in terms of the G43s coming on. Then the late game, you've got the Stuka close air support. Ambush training helps out a lot. It's just a flavour of some doctrine that adds a lot to your loadout.
I agree. And,
nice skin on the 222.
Yeah, it's I do have the custom skins turned off, so we don't get to see all the funky ones that people normally use. Just the plain one that suggests they're using it. But yes, scout car on the field, probably in a response to the sniper. He needs to be careful with 3 conscripts though, because it's likely Von will go for upgrades of the Molotovs and anti-tank grenades. And then of course it would have to deal with the guards as well to that.
So it seems Dave's very cleverly trying to avoid the sniper as much as possible. However, they have the Grenadier squad in their sights right now.
Yeah, and you see that first shot, 75% of the squad left. They do manage to pick off one of the models though. Which is, really nice. And
he rifle nades the building as well. This could be really dangerous for Von Ivan. However, the Grenadiers are pushed away. And now if the 222 wants to be aggressive, it could actually go ham here. Not going to do so. Dave's a very cautious player at times.
Yeah, he's making a sensible decision because he doesn't know if Von has the AT grenades or not. But I mean, you know, if he was really, really keen to get some kind of a lead in, he could have gone for that. Von is getting his tier 3 up at the moment. And I can only imagine that that would end up as a T70 at this point.
Yeah, more than likely. T70 is always an excellent choice, especially in the very capable hands of Master of Chaos, etc. Guards coming out, always a good unit to have. He immediately locks in the DP light machine gun, 75 munitions, giving them that pretty much all-round capability scope. Not only as anti-light vehicle, it's also anti-infantry in a big way now.
I just want to point out that from Dave's doctrine choice, he's using ambush camouflage on the machine gun on the left-hand side. Now, it's not hold fire at the moment. If it was, he might have a chance of taking down that sniper. Instead, instantly opens up on the conscripts. Can he quickly retarget that MG to shoot at the sniper? Don't know if he even has the vision for it. But he is going to be forced to retreat. And that's a little bit of a clue now to Von Ivan as what the commander pick has been.
Yeah, it's a good point there. The 222 is currently thwarting the combat engineer in the southwest against that cutoff. Von Ivan, ever the aggressor, sticks in the battle, and there's nothing on the retreat paths to clean them up, so it looks like it was an accurate decision.
And a really good take as well, because of course he cuts off the entire resources for Dave's army. And it's a really, really good push straight through to the strategic decap in Dave's base. He didn't cap it with the Grenadiers either. He's going to cap it with the AT gun and try and cap the VP at the same time.
I'm not even going to point out the fact that the Pak 40 has been built because of mine and Dan's shared apathy for anybody that doesn't build the Pak 40. It's not even a strategic decision. It's almost like your left leg is the Wehrmacht, is the way I see it. It's crazy for me to see players play without it sometimes, because if you're up against Soviets, you're going to be getting a T-70 in your face in under 10 minutes. You know, around about now.
Yeah, T-70 is a good choice here. But at any rate, AT guns, we tend to see them out within the 10-minute mark. And so it's coming to a little bit of a stalemate now. We do have guards on the field as well, so making life a little bit more difficult for that scout car. It's now countered not just by the T-70 and potential threat of 18 nades by conscripts, it's also threatened by the guards. So it's been near enough removed from the game. A great rifle nade by Dave in the center with the Grenadiers. Will he push up now for the decap?
He has the opportunity to do so. Meanwhile, conscripts are retreating away. Guards are in a terse and tense engagement in the east against Grenadiers. So this is his opportunity, Dave, if he wants to be a little bit more aggressive.
difficult engagements all around. We've got a second squad of Grenadiers on the right side fueled. They're trying to stop the guards from getting this squad wipe. It looks like a possible squad wipe, but Von Ivan is forced to retreat.
You know what? I thought they could have gotten that. I don't think there was anything threatening them from getting that. Could have stuck in there a little while longer, but it's sometimes you're microing elsewhere, aka the West, with that T-70. Trying to dance around the Pak-40's line of vision at the moment. Up against the Grenadiers, firing through the ramshackle Eastern European building.
I think Dave's playing well here, because whilst he's holding off Von Ivan on the left, he is doing a lot of capping on the mid to right. And it's always good to give your opponent a reason to not bunch up and hit you in one place. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like spreading out the punch from Von Ivan here, which I really, really like. He's got a great camouflaged MG in the center, which is just springing the trap on any infantry that come through to that center VP. So I do really like Classy Dave's play. I think he's setting himself up.
It's classy. It's very classy. It's something to be admiring of. That said, we have a very even battle at the moment. 45 population cap to 47 in terms of army value. Both players are at similar levels of tech because we're now having Dave escalate to battle phase 2, so he can get his tier 3 up. And of course, Von Ivan with the Soviets has already gotten his tier 3 up. But yeah, we've got a very even battle down, which means to me we're going to be watching a classic 2-hour Longra game.
I really hope it doesn't last the full 2 hours. Where is that scout car at the moment? That scout car needs to be pushing the lines of the sniper. Has an opportunity, but the T-70 has just taken a Faust. Does that scout car really have enough health to counter this? I don't think it does. I think this is risky, and it hits a mine that was placed very early on in this game. Now it's down to the Grenadiers to provide 2 Fausts. And
the Pak-40 that's lining up behind them. It needs to get a shot off. It's just behind the garrison. Grenadiers thinks its job is done. Pak-40's there to finalise the kill. Grenadiers there if it can't do that.
It's good, good play. At least he had that Grenadier squad and scout car covered. He wasn't just relying on those alone to deal with that engagement. So good play by Dave. And
260 manpower, 70 fuel for the T-70, and of course the scout car is 250 manpower, 30 fuel, so an excellent trade for Dave.
It is. Let's have a look at the teching quickly. We've got battle phase 2 for Dave at the moment, and we do have tier 3 in the field for Von Ivan, so we might see Dave feeling confident enough to go into his medium armor soon. But then again, he has picked Jaeger infantry, so what are the odds that he may actually be holding out on tier 2 until he can get tier 4 units out?
It's possible. It's possible.
To see it.
Yeah, I mean, Brumbear works in great synergy with a Pak-40 based composition. You could always go for that, you know. And I mean, most players on this map would tend to go for tier 3 and Stugs maybe, but no, Dave, as we say, hasn't got that call-in potential later on, so could we have tier 4? We'll have to wait and see which way he goes. In the meantime, Mortar will accompany his build. And despite having a slight strategic advantage with the T-70 now being dead down, we haven't really seen Dave break out of the Kessel yet. He's still in the pocket.
No, what Dave is struggling with right now is the sniper, and you can see him there. He's got the Jaeger command squad, and he's trying to sprint into the engagements. We saw this earlier from OKW with the Jaeger light infantry. You know, making good moves to get the sniper down, because the sniper is so frustrating to deal with. You know, you find yourself committing something, and it's a good choice to be doing that. He's running around, pushing it off. This is going to be a key unit for him now. Oh god, what's happening here with the house? Units, Jaeger infantry can't get in. Their models are being blocked by the conscripts. They can't get in the house.
That's a horrendous bug. They're stuck.
They're actually forced to retreat.
They finally have to retreat. It's amazing. The mind control technology, like Red Alert 2, Yuri there.
Yeah, that's
incredible stuff. Incredible.
Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Some things they just cannot be patched by anyone.
No, they cannot. And to be honest, the chaos that is the Company Heroes 2 engine and coding is one of the parts of the charm. So we kind of love it for its imperfections and its ridiculousness at times, because a lot of other games are very, very boring, and this one isn't. So it's one of those things you have to kind of take the rough with the smooth in that regard. 18 kills on the sniper, a grenadier in manpower, each squad member is 30. So that's 540 manpower wiped by the sniper so far. More than paying for itself to the tune of 200 manpower, so definitely doing its job.
Absolutely, yeah. The Von, who has gone up to tier 4 now, has got the T-34 in the build already. And there's just
nice
nothing.
Choice.
Yeah, well, Classy Dave is going to start building his tier 3 now.
Okay. So he's gone for it after all. Interesting.
Yeah, I guess he has to, because if you look, Von Ivan's taking double fuel now. If he doesn't build this, he's just he's going to be waiting way too long.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. He's not had the control to take advantage of the slight strategic advantage he had a little bit earlier on, having taken out the T-70. And that's just good play by Von Ivan. He's containing Dave right now, and he's punishing him for his temerity.
There it is, T-34. Coincidentally, another bug AE that's never been fixed is the silent engine sound of that unit as it rolls onto the field. And,
it's silent for you? It's fine for me. Is that just your end?
I always get silent, and then suddenly they just perk up with the engines. And
it's using AMD software on your streaming PC. It kind of just it's a bug.
What's that got to do with it?
AMD's
senseless attack on my hardware AE.
T-34.
Oh, there we go. That's a nice snare.
It is.
And
the Pack 40 is just about in range. It takes a second big shot in. Can it get the third? No, it can't. Just on the edge of its range. It's going to try and get there, Dan. Can it get there in time?
I think it can, yeah. If he walks up and doesn't have that temptation of just taking a long-range shot, he could actually get there in time. But the danger is if Von Ivan comes back to defend it, which of course he will be doing. He's got a lot of conscripts. They're oorahing back onto the field. They want to get there quickly to defend. And that is the worry. But I do really love, by the way, Dave with his camouflage. As his sniper's moving, he's on hold fire. Do you see that? And then he's bursting out of the cover. He
really
gets
cool.
Well,
wow, look at that.
He gets the first strike bonus as well from camouflage, which of course is added damage when they pop out of the cover. So really, really good way of getting rid of that sniper. I like seeing that.
That's why Dave is the new strategist on KotH2.org. He's clearly got a lot of cool things about the game that he knows, and he's got a lot of information to pass on, such as MGs and ambush are a great sniper counter, which who would have guessed it? And also, Dan, in the build, we've got a Stangerschutz.
I think I still spelled that wrong, even when I corrected it.
Okay. God's coming in. Just be outmatched at the moment. I don't know what you're referring to, by the way. No clue.
Typing in chat.
No clue what you're on about. The Guards are on pursuit here. They've pushed the units away. Elsewhere in the west, we've got a yin-yang situation as the Wehrmacht try and retake what is rightfully theirs, their southwest territories. Dan, is this stud going to have its work cut out for it now?
I don't know. This is still a difficult one to analyse, to be honest.
You won't hear the engine before it reveals to the y-axis. I don't believe Stefan Beck in the slightest there. I wouldn't worry about that. That's right, Dan. I can't believe Von Ivan's done it. He's mustered all of his courage, his tactical cunning, and his strategic knowledge, and he's decided to click the button.
Yeah, we were worried that this might happen, and Austere, as we already know, doesn't have a great response to this in the way that OKW might have available to it. So it's a difficult situation right now. They are getting huge map denial from this plane. Planes,
yeah, that's right. There's two of them for one click. Well,
yeah, I'm pretty done with casting. I think we've established that.
Make an excuse like I did next.
I'm done.
It's Starcross Cup 5, you know. Just like, oh, I need to go, guys. I need to walk the dogs, you know. It's one of those. Well, I'll cast a little bit. It's absolutely fine. I'll try and pick up my game. Grenadiers doing a great job. Veteracy 3 with the G43 rifles hybrid technology there, pushing units away. In the west, we've got a suicide mortar, suiciding, and getting wiped out thanks to the PPS-H's. Great submachine guns, often stolen by Wehrmacht units on the Eastern Front because they were a lot better than the MP40s that they were using. Here comes the Stug. Alright, do diddly squat against this guard squad. Just going to pretty much show itself. as it eats huge PTRS rounds there and is already pretty much mitigated. T-34s. There's 2 of them. One's assembled in the west, the other in the east, possibly about to converge in classic Von Ivan style against the classy one, Dave. Also, by the way, for everybody in chat, we've got 49 seconds left on the IL-2 Sturmovik attack, but no munitions to utilise it, so we are a little bit safe for Dave, for the meantime, at least.
I'm surprised to see that Von hasn't been using this T-34 on the right-hand side. We might have the sniper go down here as the G43s open up. Just not enough moles on that squad to get the damage off. Really, really unfortunate. And Von, great dodge in the center from the guards.
Desperation dodge.
Squad, yeah. You know what? Last time we saw Von play on this map was with a heavy tier 3. He was using the Stoogs. Do you remember? Like this big army with I think mobile defense. And it's a bit of an interesting one to use this against an opponent you know is very good at using it. They will know the counters to the play style. They will know kind of how to defend against it.
Guards have found this Pack 40 in a dire situation. It's going to have to put its shield facing them because they could have gotten chewed up there. Fuel count check. Von Ivan's got 115, more than enough to build a 3rd T-34 and truly make an armada. Meanwhile, Dave's going for a second Stankerschatz to do my weakest Imperial Dane impression.
Bit of a lull in activity, eh?
Yeah, you stole that one off me. I like saying that.
Sorry.
It's alright. No, you can. You've been casting with me for 2.5 years. You can have some of my phrases. I've had plenty of yours, no doubt. It's just
apparently not.
You're not. No, I have. It's just that you don't notice. Probably you're a much better person than I am. I'm very precious and very,
very
egotistical.
proud person.
Indeed. I always remember when I first ever cast, it was with Fatal Saint, who was like at the time the big dog caster, and I used to watch every single one of his videos. I was like a giddy schoolgirl casting with him for this KotH tournament. And I said, marauding around the map like this M8 was at the time, oh look, the M8's marauding around the map, but probably in a much higher pitched voice, because I was nervous. Then in all of his casts after that, he used that phrase, and I never forgave him for it, ever. And to this day, he's actually dead now.
What?
Sorry, Dan. I've gone on a tangent. You should never let me do this. We've spoken about this before. Always cut me off. Always. If you can cut me off. God, deep down in territories there. The sniper now has 24 kills. Firing against the Pack 40, which could be decrewed very shortly indeed. One more shot required. Will he get it?
This is one of those things as well Von's doing. He's just such confident play with the conscripts. You see them running into enemy territory. He's then, of course, lying down with hit the dirt. We've got the Jaeger command squad. Can they get the sniper here? They stand down to take that final shot on high accuracy and finally get that unit, which has been causing chaos to Dave all game. So is this a moment where we may see him start to come back a little?
The relief to Dave the Lion here, finally having that thorn in his side taken out. The sniper is now extinct. It might be the little window he needs because he's got more breathing space now. His Grens, his 4-man squads can push out a little bit further. He can operate with a little bit more freedom. And as long as he keeps that Pack 40 in position, again, unharassed by snipers, he might be able to retake his territories.
As always, a game where anything can happen, but Dave equally needs to be careful because this is one of those moments where we can see players get a little bit too confident making those, trying to make those counter pushes. They can also lose a lot and isn't always the best idea. What do we have here? Still battle phase 2 from Dave. He's struggling to get his fuel. Got Von, he's just a couple of conscripts happy to just lie down and watch this battle at distance. Not really caring too much about.
Thank you to the players. When Dan and I had cast 5 games already, they chose Longreskaya as their map of choice, which is wonderful, because that means our last game is going to be an awesome 1-hour classic, and that's exactly how we like to end things on King of the Hill. We're maximum endurance casters. We absolutely love it. I
feel weakened, I mean, we used to do 11 hours, and 11 hours with nobody noticing. I've already had two people message me this game and say, "Are you feeling tired?" I'm like, "Give me a break."
No, I can up the ante if you like. I'm going to
Alright, no, hey,
words I want to use,
that's it. I'm wide awake now because my favourite unit for Soviets is just about to hit the field from Von. And you'll know.
He's clearing up out his vocal cords.
You'll know that I always love seeing this one. It's that unit that I always used to say, we need it. We need this unit. It's what deals with the support weapons.
Yeah, it's like 2 minutes into the game. You were on about Katyushas. It was very improper. But
I was still right.
You always need a Katyusha. If you've got the AT backup, there's no situation a Katyusha can't solve. And the Stalin organ is clearing its pipes right now. Gren's possibly going down. T-34 with a huge snipe there.
Oh, we've got more. I had some of this. I don't know what happened there.
Pack 40 taking the victory point there. Dave, having just lost a Grenadier, is now having to build an MG42. He's clearly feeling the pressures of battle. Von Ivan, huge snipe on the T-34 in the east there. He's probably getting into his element. He's got a Vet 3 guard squad with 19 kills, a Vet 2 guard squad also helping out. And the Katyusha Dan is now singing a song, a salvo of destruction, a symphony of chaos as it rains hellfire from above onto that Pack 40.
Exactly, and this is why I say you should always build Katyushas, because they always kill absolutely nothing. There we go, Caster's Curse actually wipes down the AT.
And turned into literalism. As
is Dave attacking his own pack? Yeah, he instantly responded to that. He knew. Awesome. He knew. Yeah, that's really good sense of play there. He really didn't want the guards to get there, and he spotted the opportunity for attack move immediately.
Well, also, Dan, we'd had the button click, the IL-2 Sturmovik attack button, so he had to destroy the pack, and that is 9-dimensional twister there. Absolutely fantastic to see.
I wonder what G-force those planes fly at with that turning circle.
I'm sorry, the Soviet pilots have a 3-flight life expectancy due to dramatic changes to their brain structure, and they're pressed against one side of the plane. Oh, oh God.
Oh, Jaeger Light Infantry, they're trying to stay in that engagement to get that engineer squad. He's going to fight it down all the way to the last model and loses the Vet 3 Jaeger command squad. That is I don't think that was necessary at all.
The lack of preservation there from Dave might cost him. His army size is looking relatively weak compared to Von Ivan, who's sitting quite pretty now. His Katyusha's got 3 seconds left on its barrage. It's ready to sing another little ditty, a dirge of death, to quote Ishtari.
Oh, yeah, I do love the Katyusha. It's just so nice. Is he going for the base? Is he? Yes, he is.
Amazing! Oh my God!
This is fantastic. You notice in all of Von's games, his playstyle has now favoured, the base artillery. That's this is the new Von Ivan we're seeing in the competitive scene. Is building whatever he can back at base and just needlessly firing it into his opponent's territory.
Well, I say needless, but he's certainly in need of a squad wipe, and he thinks he can get it with the use of good old artillery base defiling, to use a PC term.
Well, more Jaeger command called onto the field. I'm not seeing much from Dave in the way of actually pushing, do you know what I mean? It seems like he's just holding off wave after wave of the Soviets. But Von's also got great positioning. You see what he's doing with the Flame Engineer squad and the T-34. You can see him just microing it around. He's just he's getting so much efficiency out of
he really is.
Out of this building.
Micro allowing him to make the T-34 a real hard predicament for Dave. Another squad death there. Yet another to further dampen Dave's spirits, weaken his army, and solidify his exit from this episode of King of the Hill, and to put an emphasis on the coronation of King Von Ivan the 71st.
Yeah, we've seen a strong Von Ivan today. We've seen a very well-practiced Von Ivan. And coming up, 10 VPs left. Dave makes one last stand on the VPs. It's going to be very, very quickly denied by these conscripts. Dave immediately sees he's lost and throws in the towel. And
GG, well played.
Yep, that is. And Von Ivan, with his 2 games won, remains our current king. All right, there we go. And that concludes our games for the day. You'll be pleased to know that I've just had a text message telling me that I need to go work on a construction site for a couple of hours.
You do now?
I do, yeah. I'm actually putting in...
What on earth are you doing? Actually, I don't want to know. It sounds
No, I'm putting in an audio
illegal.
system for a venue, and we did it yesterday, and apparently they're struggling at the moment, so I may need to go back. It's like, hey, if you're feeling tired...
They're all going to be sounding like Mecha Hitler, aren't they, by the end of things?
Like, if you're feeling tired, you know, great. That's a nice text to read. But anyway... guys who are watching, thank you very much for watching King of the Hill Week 8. We'll be back next week with another week of crazy games, crazy plays, and new people stepping into the scene. But we really appreciate the support.
Sorry.
Carry on.
For those that like Mitchell and Webb, it's never-ending company heroes. Matt and Dan every week. Matt and Dan forever. mattanddan.com. Company of Heroes 2 forever, all the time. On toast... spread with jam, microwaved up, and served for your viewing pleasure. All I want to say, Dan, it was a mixture of Rick and Morty and Mitchell and Webb. These casts will be up later in about an hour's time on that said YouTube channel, so if you've missed any of the games today, you can always catch them later. But until next